Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Saturday to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. In today's episode, we are on episode 6 of our NBA 2K21 all-time teams. So, it will be the all-time Sacramento Kings traveling to the 313 in the Motor City of Detroit, Michigan. Also home to Little Caesars, which is actually my favorite place to get pizza from. And it is near the Windsor Ontario Canada border. So I never knew that until about a year ago. So that's interesting to see. Now, they're going to be playing in the Little Caesars Arena, also home of the Detroit Red Wings, I think. I know they have an NHL team in Detroit, but I wasn't sure if they still played, if they shared the same stadium or not. So, okay, anyway, for the all-time Sacramento Kings starting five, they got Oscar Robertson, Mitch Richmond, Peja Stojakovic, Chris Webber, and Jerry Lucas. For the Detroit all-time Pistons, they got Isiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Grant Hill, Ben Wallace, and Bob Lanier. So without further ado, we'll see you at tip-off. Alright, now here we are at the Little Caesars Arena in the 313 Detroit, Michigan. And the Sacramento Kings win the tip-off. So Oscar Robertson, he's going to pass it to Mitch Richmond. And Chris Webber, the Detroit, Michigan native, dunks that in for 2 points. So he actually spent very little with the Detroit Pistons. I mean, he spent most of his time with the Washington Bullets and the Sacramento Kings. So he's going to pass it to Oscar Robertson. And I like those 94-97 uniforms because I love the checkerboard. And you know how much I like checkerboards. So Isiah Thomas, he's going to shoot it in from mid-range. That's going to count for the Pistons. So it's now 5-2 Detroit. So they're going to pass the ball to Oscar Robertson. And Ben Wallace, I think, went to Virginia Tech from what I know of. And Peja Stojakovic, he is likely going to pass it to Oscar Robertson. He makes that spin move, but he makes the layup count for the Pistons. So it's now 4-5. So I'm going to pass it back to Ben Wallace. And Ben Wallace has possession of the basketball. And he makes that layup. So Chris Webber gets his first foul of the game. And Ben Wallace will go to the free throw line. And that's going to count as well. So it's now 8-4 here in Detroit, Michigan, near the Windsor Ontario Canada border. But he steals the basketball. But Oscar Robertson picks it back up. So Peja Stojakovic, he is going to likely pass it to Oscar Robertson. And he makes that in for 2 points. So it's now 6-8, and I'm going to pass it to Joe Dumars. They were the bad boys Pistons, including Dennis Rodman, Isiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer, which I like playing the 88-89 Detroit Pistons. So now Mitch Richmond loses the basketball, and the Sacramento Kings claim the possession. All right, now it's 11-6, so I'm gonna pass it to Blake Griffin, and he dunks it in for 2 points. Who just recently, about a month or two ago, just got bought out by the Detroit Pistons and signed with the Brooklyn Nets. So Blake Griffin makes 2 points there, and that's gonna count. So it's now 15-6. So both teams are at perfect 100. So the Kings are going to pass it to DeMarcus Cousins, and then he's going to pass it to DeMarcus Cousins makes that dunk, and he just signed with the LA Clippers not too long ago, and he did spend part of the NBA season with the Rockets, and he hasn't played a full season with just one team itself since the 2018-19 season when he played for the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. So now we got Dennis Rodman, number 10, and he's going to step back and shoot this in from mid-range. So it's now 20-8 here in the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. So they moved in Little Caesars Arena around 2017, because they spent the last 30 seasons in the place at Auburn Hills, and Blake Griffin shoots that in from 3, and it's now 23-10. We'll see you guys in the second quarter. All right, now it's 25-10 here in Detroit, Michigan, and I'm going to pass the ball to Dave Dugebear, and then Jerry Stackhouse, and I'm going to pass it back to Blake Griffin, then back to Stackhouse, and back to Griffin, and I'm going to pass it to Chauncey Billups, and Billups actually makes this in for 3, so it's now 28-10 here in the 3-1-3, and Chauncey Billups attempts to steal, but he doesn't pick it back up. And the Pistons are playing some defense, and Blake Griffin makes the block, so Chauncey Billups, he's going to go up in the paint, and he makes that decent layup count. So it's now 30-10, so the Pistons are leading by 20 points. So they lose the basketball. Billups picks it up, and Billups, he's going to make another decent layup in the paint. So it's now 32-10. And Billups has scored 12 points in this episode so far, and the rest of his teammates have scored 20. So Blake Griffin, and he's going to pass it to DeMarcus Cousins, and DeMarcus Cousins actually makes that dunk. So I'm going to pass it back to Blake Griffin, number 23. And Blake Griffin shoots this in from 3-point range, and it's now 35-12. So it's a 23-point Detroit Pistons lead. So the Kings do take a timeout. All right, now it's 35-12. So Isiah Thomas passes it to Chauncey Billups, but Isiah Thomas made that in. So it's now 37-12 here in the Little Caesars Arena. So now Oscar Robertson has possession of basketball. And then Robertson, he's going to go up, and he's going to jump up high like Air Jordan and dunk that in. So it's now 37-14 here in Detroit, Michigan. So now I'm passing it to Isiah Thomas. So Isiah Thomas steps back and shoots this in for 3, misses. But now we got Dennis Rodman, and he's going to get blocked. So the Kings now, Mitch Richmond makes that in. And I got Isiah Thomas. So Isiah Thomas, whatsoever, the Chicago native, he's going to shoot that in from long range 3, and that's going to count. So it's now 40-16. Mitch Richmond, he's going to pass it to Oscar Robertson. And Robertson, he is going to pass it to Richmond, and Richmond makes that in for 3, and it's now 19-40. So there's only 36 seconds left in this first half. So Chauncey Billups here, he's going to shoot it from the long range behind the arc. So it's now 43-19. So the Pistons are red hot so far, and they're leading by 24. So Mike Bibby loses the basketball, picks it back up for the Kings. And Mike Bibby, he passes it to Mitch Richmond, and that's going to be an awesome dunk there by Chris Webber. And I'm going to use Isiah Thomas. So Thomas, he's going to step back for 3, and he's going to shoot that in. And it's now 46-21. We'll see you guys in the second half. So the third quarter is about to begin here in Detroit, Michigan. So now we got Ben Wallace back on the court for the Pistons, and he's going to go up, and he gets blocked. And Oscar Robertson has possession of the basketball. He's going to pass it to Peja Stojakovic, and he makes that in. So it's now 46-23. So Chauncey Billups here, he's going to step back from 3, and he's going to make it splash for the Pistons. So it's now 49-23. So Chris Webber here, he's going to pass it to Oscar Robertson, who played with the Cincinnati Royals. And now Ben Wallace, he goes up, makes the layup, and Chris Webber again gets another foul. And this is not his first shooting foul, by the way, but he actually misses it. And it's now 23-51. So Oscar Robertson, he's going to step back. And he actually misses it, but Jerry Lucas whatsoever, and Chris Webber makes that dunk for the Kings. And I'm going to pass it to Joe Dumars. This game has been red hot so far. It's been pretty good to see all them players getting the steals and the dunks by DeMarcus Cousins. So Mitch Richmond passes it to Oscar Robertson. Robertson, he's going to pass it. Jerry Lucas, and it's blocked. And the Pistons have it. Grant Hill whatsoever. He's going to step up and he's going to make a decent layup. So it's now 56-25. Grant Hill, by the way, does get his first 2 points of the game for the Pistons. And there is a foul there on Joe Dumars. Okay, now Ben Wallace, he's going to pass it to, and I have Isiah Thomas. I'm going to pass it to Rip Hamilton, who is really well known for wearing that face mask. And lots of players have worn them in the past. Even Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Joel Embiid have worn them in the past. So Stojakovic makes it in for 3. So it's now 68-28. And I am going to pass it to Rip Hamilton. His name is actually Richard Hamilton, and that was his actual trademark. So he wore that, I think, beginning in 2004, from what I know of, because he wore that when the Pistons won the championship in 2004. And I'm going to pass it to Rip Hamilton, and Rip Hamilton, he's going to shoot that in from long range 3. And it's now 73-29. So DeMarcus Cousins passes it to Martin. And Martin loses the basketball. And Hamilton picks it up. And it looks like Hamilton, he's going to shoot that in from 3. But Chauncey Billups picks up that offensive rebound. And it's now 75-29. We'll see you in the fourth. Alright, now this is the beginning of the fourth quarter now. I'm going to pass it to Blake Griffin. And Rip Hamilton, he shoots this in from a 3-pointer. And it's now 78-29 here in Little Caesars Arena. So Mike Bibby has possession of the basketball. He's going to pass it to DeMarcus Cousins, and he actually dunks that in. So the Pistons are now leading by 47. So Bing, he's going to pass it to Blake Griffin, and that's going to be an assist if Blake Griffin makes it in from 3 points, and he will. So it's now 81-31 in this game. So what about that? So we're leading by 50 points. So Blake Griffin makes this steal, and Griffin actually makes that in. So Mike Bibby gets a shooting foul, and Blake Griffin gets a field trip to the free-throw line and add an extra point for the Detroit Pistons. So Blake Griffin actually makes it in. So they're subbing out Rip Hamilton to put in Jerry Stackhouse. So Divock makes it in for 2 points. So we're 14 for 17 in the second half. So we've done all right, but not one of the greatest. And I'm going to pass it to Stackhouse again. It's Stackhouse. He's going to go up, and he's going to make that in for 2 points whatsoever. So it's now 86-33 here in Detroit, Michigan. So Stackhouse, he's going to shoot that in, and I'm thinking it might be a 3, and it is. So the Pistons whatsoever are leading by 56 points. So that is good to see. So Mike Bibby has possession of the basketball, and he misses that three-point attempt. So Blake Griffin, he is going to shoot this in from 3. So that's going to count. And it's now going to be 92-33. So the Pistons are leading by 59 points. So Mike Bibby has possession of the basketball. And looks like Griffin has possession. I'm going to pass it to Bill Laimbeer. And Laimbeer, he's going to shoot this in. And it's going to be a 95-33 lead for the Pistons. Okay, now 58.8 seconds left. So there's only about a minute to go, and Isiah Thomas, he shoots it in from mid-range and scores the 100th point for the Detroit Pistons. Field goal-wise, 15 for 20 for Sacramento, 75. And Detroit has 13% more than the Kings, so Vlad Divac makes the foul, and Isiah Thomas goes to the free-throw line, and he makes an extra point count for the Detroit Pistons. So Theus has possession of the basketball, so now the Kings have possession, and it was out of bounds. All right, now Chauncey Billups is your player of the game for the Detroit Pistons. I'll explain about the numbers in just a minute. But first, we only got 39.6 seconds left in the basketball game. So Rip Hamilton shoots it in from deep three. So it's now 106-33 here in Detroit, Michigan, and he makes another three, so it's now 109-33. So Reggie Theus, he's gonna pass it to Jason Williams. So Jason Williams loses a basketball, and Rip Hamilton has it, and he's gonna step back and shoot it in from mid-range, and there is a foul. It is on Blake Griffin offensively, so the Sacramento Kings do claim possession of it. So Jason Williams, he picks up the possession. DeMarcus Cousins actually makes it in. So it's now 135-111. So there's only about 10 seconds to go. So Rip Hamilton dunks it in. So it's now 113-35. And the game will be over in 8 seconds or so. And Williams has possession of the basketball. He's going to pass it to DeMarcus Cousins, and then the game is over. No, wait, the game is not over, and that's going to be a backcourt for the Pistons. So Rodman, he's going to pass it to Isiah Thomas, and the game is over. The Detroit Pistons win it big time over the Sacramento Kings, 113-135. So all I am saying is thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for more content in the near later future, and I'll explain the numbers once we get into statistics. Alright, anyway, Rip Hamilton, 24 points, 3 steals on the day, and had 1 dunk. 9 for 10 from the field goal, 6 for 7 for 3-pointers. Chauncey Billups, your player of the game, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals on the day, 9 for 9 for field goals, 5 for 5 in the 3-point line. And there were no dunks for him, so he wins player of the game. So Isiah Thomas, he had 1 assist, 21 points, 2 steals on the day. Blake Griffin, 19 points, 2 assists, 3 steals, and had 1 dunk. So Joe Dumars, he had 6 points and 2 assists on the day. Grant Hill, 5 rebounds, 5 points, 1 rebound, an assist, and a steal. So let's see who made that block. And I think it was Bill Lambier. He had 3 points, and his only one was that 3-pointer along with 2 assists. So DeMarcus Cousins, 8 points in all. He had 3 dunks in this game. Chris Webber had 6 points in all. He had 3 dunks as well, the Detroit native, with 1 rebound and 2 blocks on the day. Oscar Robertson had 6 points in all, 2 assists, and 1 dunk. So that wraps it up, everybody, and we'll show you the next matchup. Alright, in the next episode, the Boston all-time Celtics will travel to the 2-1-3 and the 3-1-0 to battle off against their longtime rival, the Los Angeles Lakers. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a great Saturday, everyone.